Hey everyone. In this video, I'm going to take a look at calculating probabilities when I have an actual values for the set of data. They have not been converted to z-scores yet. In other words, I haven't taken a z-score like this and taken my x, subtracted my mu, and divided by the standard deviation. Okay, I could do that. Here I have is my example. I want to find the probability of something of x being greater than 62. 62 is my magic number. That's my threshold. Okay. My mean, so now I'm looking at a normal curve where the mean is 57. Okay. Because I haven't converted it to z-scores yet. And 62 is somewhere out here. There's my 62. So I could, from the last video, I could do 62 minus 57 divided by 3.5, and I could use the z-score. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through that extra step. So what do I do? Well, what I do is I take my normal curve, which I drew over here, so I won't do it here again. I take my formula and I type in equals. And I'm going to use the same formula that I used before, but now remember, I want x greater than 62. Okay, so I am looking for the area. I am looking for the area that is greater than. So I'm looking for this area greater than. I don't need this one here, so I'll get rid of it. I'm looking for the area greater than 62. So I'm looking for this area right, right over here, right? This little area that's in here. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. How big is that area? Because that's going to be the probability that some x that I pull out of the hat is greater than 62 when I have this whole distribution and I know the average is 57. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type equals. But remember, when I want the area greater than, the formula is going to give me the answer less than. So if all I do is type in this one, okay, so normal distribution, you start with the x that you were looking for. Remember, that's the formula. And then the mean of the population, which in this case is 57, right? Because I'm not doing a standard normal curve. I'm not using z-scores. I'm using actual data. The standard deviation is 3.5, and it's cumulative. So if I were to press that right now, I get 92.2344. Well, that's definitely not that little red area. It's this whole great big here area. So what if I take 1 minus that? Whoops, I got to put an equal sign in there. Equals 1 minus that value. Okay. Now I get this. And if you add these two together, they'll equal to 1. So now I know I got the right answer. Okay. If I want to find less than 50, 50 becomes my x. So in this case, I am looking at 57 stays, okay? And I am now looking at 50. 50 is over here someplace. This is this 50, this mark 50. And now I am looking for this little teeny area right there. Okay? So I know it's going to be small because I want less than. If I want it greater than 50, I know it's going to be a pretty large number. So I put my formula down and I put in my formula. Oops, that didn't look good. Let me go back here. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Here we go. Oh, I know what's wrong. Let's see. Let's just delete that low. Oh, it doesn't like that. Okay, I will just type it in then. So equals normal dot dist parentheses, the x is 50, the mean is 57, 3.5 is the standard deviation, and it's cumulative. And there is 2%. Yeah, that looks about 2% of the whole thing, right? Now, again, if I am doing something else and I now need to get rid of this and I want to know 57 stays there, but I want to know between 57, okay, and 62. 62, if you remember, was way out here. There's my 60, there's my mark 62. Now I want the area from this point, oops, over to this point and everything in between. Okay, so this is the area I'm looking for. This is the probability that some value that if I pull the x out of the hat of all the possible pieces of data where the average is number 57 and the standard deviation is 3.5, what's the probability that I'm going to pull a number out that is between 57 and 62? Just like I did before, I need to find this. I need to take the area to the left of 62, okay, which is this whole area here, right? This is this whole area here, all the way to the left of 62. And then I need to subtract the area to the left of 57. And when I do that, what's left is this area in red. Okay? So I type in equals normal distribution, and I put in my 62, my 57, my 3.5, and my 1. Close it, minus my normal distribution, and I want to the left of 57. Now I know what that is. I could just put in 50% because 57 is the mean. It sits in the middle of a normal distribution and divides it in half. So I could just put 0.5 in this. I wouldn't have to even calculate it, but I will, just for the purposes of this. Oops, I need a comma. Comma, 3.5, comma 1. And that gives me the area that is left in between. So this, if you were to subtract this 42.344 from 50, because this is half the curve here, you would probably get your answer that you got up here, which was 0.07. And it looks like it is 0.42 from 50, left 56. Yeah, that fits pretty well. Okay. So, and if you want to flip this around and find the x value when you know the probability, you're going to use the same methods that you used up here and in the previous one, and you're going to use the normal inverse function. Okay, so I hope this helps you get started on doing these calculations and moves you along more quickly with the problems. Thank you.